Hey everyone, what's going on? Jeff here from Films at Home. Thanks for coming back to check out the channel. I hope you've been enjoying all the content lately. I've been trying to pump out more and more videos, just trying to do different things with home theater reviews and 4K reviews, collection type videos. So hopefully you're enjoying all the content. I've got a few new home theater reviews that are coming your way soon. But what I wanted to do today is I wanted to give a quick little collection update, some titles that maybe didn't make it into a full review video, but I want to talk about. I want to go through, review what I was sent by some of the studios and what I picked up, and just talk about each of these releases because it's super cool to get anything for free, and it's always nice to give back and talk about what the studios are sending me and give you guys an idea of what's out there. Some of this stuff is actually coming out tomorrow, August 6th, and so this is a good time to show it off. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. One thing, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, I'd ask you to do so right now. You never know when I'm going to post videos, so subscribe, turn on those notifications, then you'll know when my sporadic video scheduling is actually going live. So let's jump in. First piece of Blu-ray that I got here is really cool. This is from Warner Brothers and DC, and this is Gotham, the complete series. So I've never actually watched Gotham. I'm a huge Batman fan, but I never really got into Gotham. I'm pretty sure it was on Fox. They don't say here. I believe it was on Fox, but this is a complete box set. So you got the complete first season, second, third, fourth, and fifth. They all come in their own individual cases, which is kind of nice. It's nice when they do that. They don't throw them all into, like, you know, a sleeve or something. And it's a nice little box set. It's nothing special. It's plain old, you know, cardboard, but you know, it's got some cool artwork on the back. It's a nice little piece for the shelf. If you're a big Gotham fan, the picture quality on these is pretty damn good. It's a TV show, so it's hard to go wrong. I believe that all of them, I'll check the final season because I haven't watched that one yet. Yeah, so they're all in 16:9. They're all going to fill your HD TV. No black bars. It's going to look great. It'll look better than it did on TV because these are going to be 1080p instead of, you know, broadcast in 1080i and whatever they're broadcasting in. Sometimes they do broadcast in 1080p. It all depends on what kind of service you've got. I don't know if you're watching Fox over an antenna or you're watching through cable, or there's a lot of different quality things on TV. If you're watching through a dish or cable versus whatever, versus over the air, especially because this was on Fox. There's so many things that go wrong with quality. So these Blu-rays are great. They're solid all around. Pretty base stuff. It's 1080p. It's got, I'm pretty sure, 5.1 tracks. Yeah, DTS HD 5.1 tracks. Nothing crazy, but cool little box set. So I'm excited to check this out. Now that I have the box set, I'll probably watch the series. That's how I end up checking out new shows a lot of times. And so thanks to Warner Brothers for sending this one. Really, really cool stuff. Another movie I got in, which sounds pretty cool. And this is when it gets, I got this in from Magnolia and Magnet Releasing. And this is called Body at Brighton Rock. And so just to give you a quick synopsis, basically Wendy, part-time summer employee at a state park, takes on a rough trail assignment, trying to prove to her friend she's tough enough, takes a wrong turn in the backcountry, stumbles upon a crime scene. She's got no communication, loses her radio, and she's got to kind of tough it out in the middle of the night. So comes in a nice snap case. It's from Magnet and Magnolia. I mean, this is the type of thing you'll probably see at the Dollar Tree in a couple of years. You know, Magnolia titles always end up at the Dollar Tree, but it's a pretty cool horror movie from what I've heard. It debuted at South by Southwest this year, and people had some nice things to say, so I'm excited to check it out. I love supporting indie films and, you know, especially horror movies, and I don't know how big of horror fans, you know, these people who made the movie are, but it's a pretty creepy movie. You know, it's definitely, it's not like, it's more survival horror, right? It's not like, it's not a slasher. It's not like, oh, Lost in the Woods and there's ghosts. It's just pure, like, I'm stuck in the woods. I need to survive. It's just that type of thing. It's almost like Naked and Afraid on Discovery Channel or something. But, you know, you're just stuck in the middle of the woods and you got to do what you got to do to survive. So that's a pretty cool one from Magnolia. Also got this one in here from RLJE Films. They do a lot of indie stuff as well. And this is Plus One. You may not know a lot of people who star in this. I didn't know Jack Quaid or Maya Erskine. They're the two here on the front. But if you know Beck Bennett from Saturday Night Live, he's in this. And Ed Begley Jr., you probably know, he's also in this. It's actually a pretty funny movie. If you're in wedding season right now with a wedding every weekend and you're just struggling to get through them, I know I've been there. I'm doing that right now. This is pretty funny if you're like that 20-something who's going through it. I don't know how well it'll hold up, but basically these two, they're both single. Everyone's getting married, and so they agree to be each other's plus ones and go to all the different weddings that she has and he has, and crazy stuff happens. So it's pretty funny. It's a cool concept. Nice little movie, nothing crazy, but a good like date night movie, and pretty cool stuff from RLJE. Again, another indie film, so that's really cool to support those. And now we got some not indie stuff. So first one is The Curse of La Llorona. I am not Spanish, and you can tell because of the way I just pronounced that. But this is another one from Warner Brothers. No 4K for this release, just a Blu-ray. But this is another one of those James Wan just horror movies that sort of, it's taking like different myths and stuff. I actually don't know. Did James Wan, I just said that, and I can't remember if he actually participated in this. Yeah, from the producers of the Conjuring universe. I was going to say, it's one of those James Wan movies. He's just printing money about a Spanish myth legend of the Weeping Woman. I wasn't very familiar with it, but I actually listened to a podcast called Lore. If you've never heard of Lore, it's pretty good. And it's with Aaron Mahnke. He's the host. He did an episode on the Weeping Woman legend, and so it interested me. And so I did check out the movie. It's got some creepy moments, mostly jump scares. But I think, it's cool to look at, like, we always see American horror stories, and like we look at slashers and we look at, the nukes are going to go off and the Russians and, all these like purely American things like, the internet killers and stuff like that. And it's nice to kind of look at another culture's myths. And a lot of people are starting to do that with other movies too, which I'm excited about, kind of taking these urban legends from different cultures, turning them into movies. It's nothing crazy. It's not the scariest movie I've ever seen. There's some really jumpy moments. But it's your typical Conjuring movie. You're going to jump a few times. It's pretty well put together. It's not going to win any awards, but it's a nice little horror movie. And if you like the legend, it also includes Spanish audio. So that's kind of cool for the, Hispanic community out there, that there's this horror movie. They put the Spanish audio on here, and it ties back to the whole Mexican culture and everything. So really cool stuff. I thought it was a pretty cool movie, cool concept at least. And then we have another one from Warner Brothers. They've been pumping them out lately, and this is Batman Hush, 4K. I love the DC animation in 4K, and this one's really good. It has a ton of characters. You got Superman, Nightwing, Catwoman, Poison Ivy, Joker. It's kind of a murder, mystery, romance story. There's all kinds of stuff going on, and it's based on the graphic novel by Jeff Loeb, I believe. Jeff, Jeph. I don't spell Jeff that way. And Jim Lee. And this is actually Jim Lee's artwork on the front, which is pretty cool. They went back to the the comic creator for the artwork. Like I said, tons of different characters in this. There's also a short on here called Sergeant Rock. It's about World War II and Easy Company. There's a lot of cool stuff on this release, but the Batman Hush is actually this is pretty cool. This is up there with stuff like the Under the Red Hood and The Killing Joke, and I really liked this. The Killing Joke they kind of ruined with the movie, but I thought this was a pretty cool one. The 4K is very good. I love 4K animation. The resolution doesn't really matter for animation. It's very crisp and clear, but HDR and that added resolution does, it pumps up the colors and makes it really pop. And so I love a good animated movie. It is PG-13, so it's not necessarily a kids movie. Again, these DC animated movies, The Killing Joke was rated R. A lot of them are PG-13. But this is another great release from Warner Brothers. DC animation is truly DC's strongest part of their franchise right now by far. So it's exciting to see them keep promoting those movies. I know there's more coming. There's some cool box sets coming out. I think it's The Death of Superman 4K. 2 Blu-ray collections coming, and there's some other stuff they're doing with 4K. So their support of the format's really cool. The fact that they're pumping out these animated movies is really cool, and this one's very good, no exception. I highly recommend it, and I do believe that it comes out either tomorrow or next week. It's coming out very soon, so go look for it in stores. But yeah, that's about it. That's a quick little collection update on some stuff that came in. You know, there's more to come. I have plans to. I've got a stack of movies over here that I'm going to trade in, and I'll trade them in at Bull Moose. If you don't know what Bull Moose is, go to bullmoose.com. It's one of the biggest independent video chains still out there, and they're all over New Hampshire, Maine. I think it's just New Hampshire and Maine right now, but I have one very close to me in New Hampshire, right over the border, and so I've got a bunch of movies I'm going to go trade in, and then I do want to start doing some more older 4K releases. I want to check out Glory. I want to check out Bridge on the River Kwai, and there's a few others on my list, maybe Backdraft. I do want to check out Goodfellas. There's quite a few that I'm looking to hopefully upgrade to 4K, and I'll be using some of these movies that I trade in from Blu-ray, which I've already upgraded or I have duplicates of. I'll be trading those in, like the Batman Anthology Blu-ray set. I got all the Batman movies on 4K. They all come with Blu-rays. I don't need the Batman, Blu-ray set anymore. It's a duplicate. So I'm going to trade that in, get a little bit of store credit, and probably go a little nuts in the 4K section so I can pump out some of these older movies, which, like I say all the time, the older movies look better in 4K. Go watch my video about it. You'll figure out why. But they're notoriously difficult to get from the studios for review for whatever reason. So I've got to just do what I do and go drop the $20 on them, or find a way to trade some movies in and get some credit and do it for the channel, basically. But there's definitely a few out there I want to review. I want to let you guys know about, because even though they're not new releases, they may have came out a few weeks or even months ago. There's a lot of people who are still on the fence about upgrading, and so if I can grab one of these older movies and I tell you that Bridge on the River Kwai is an absolute must-have 4K, then it's a no-brainer for you to go grab yours, right? So, they're sitting out there. They'll probably go on sale this November, and so it'll be good to explore some older 4K releases. There's also been some really cool 4K news that I want to share with you guys. Today, Paramount sent me an email, and they announced that they are bringing It's a Wonderful Life to 4K. So that is actually going to be the oldest movie that's been released on 4K, and they did a crazy new transfer. They went back to 2 old nitrate film reels and did all kinds of restoration. They have 4K restorations of these already, because the Frank Capra collection has multiple 4K remastered Blu-rays, and so now they're porting it over to the 4K format. And I'm like really excited to check out a black and white movie in 4K, because I want to see how that HDR plays. I think it's going to look incredible, because you're only working with blacks and grays and whites, so HDR is going to be super important. And I'm really excited to see an older movie like that and how the transfer looks when they get to 4K, because that opens up the door for a whole bunch of other movies from that time period. So that's exciting news. But other than that, not much else. Make sure you follow me on Instagram. Check the links down in my description. There are multiple ways to support the channel: through donations, through making Amazon purchases, and through buying my merch. You can see some of the shirts that I've created. They'll be right down below this video. You can check those out. Buy one, support the channel, spread the word, and it helps support me. So thank you for watching. Just a quick little update today. I'll be back soon with more 4K reviews, and I will talk to you guys soon.